Hey everyone, my name is Christoph, and today we're going to build a GenAI powered assistant where you have the possibility to upload multiple documents at once and searching in all of those documents the right answer to your question. This is called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or short RAG. I'm going to show you everything you need to know from scratch to build this model with ease. No prior knowledge is needed, just follow step by step what I did and you will have results. I guaranteed it. And as always, stay creative and change any line of code if you wanna. If you have any errors, drop a message inside the comments below and I will come back as fast as I can to help you with it. My name is Christoph Atten, and in my communities on Substack and Medium, I helped thousands of people, from experts to CFOs. So if you're not following me yet, hit the subscribe button so you're not gonna miss any news anymore. So let me break down what you will learn in this video. So you feel confident and excited about the journey ahead, and we can right away jump into the main parts. First, we'll set up the development environment. In this use case, I'm using Visual Studio Code, but you could use any other IDE. Then we'll set up the OpenAI account and the retrieval of the key. Afterwards, we jump into the code. We will import our libraries we need, OpenAI, LangChain, the vector database, and then afterwards, right away, we can write our functions. Functions for reading the documents, the functions for calling the OpenAI GPT model. And afterwards, we combine all this together, reading the data, converting it into vector database, asking our question, finding the similar answers or parts inside this vector database, taking our question plus the answer from the documents we found which are similar to our question and sending it over to OpenAI to generate us the final response. If we managed all this, we'll jump to the web application part, where we will create a nice appealing website, as you see here, where you have the possibility to upload multiple documents, the questioning part, and the retrieval of the answer, as visualized before. And don't worry, it sounds complicated and maybe unfamiliar for you, but I will guide you step by step through each of these parts so that you can follow it and create your own document retrieval assistant powered by OpenAI and a vector database. To get started, the first thing we need to do is to set up an OpenAI account and to obtain the API key which is necessary to call OpenAI GenAI models, such as GPT 3.5, GPT 4, or the newest model GPT 4.0. If you're unfamiliar with this process, don't worry, I've got you covered. Please check out the following video to set up everything and to receive your OpenAI API key. And once you have it, you're ready to move on to the next step. In order to create your first OpenAI account, just go to openai.com, afterwards products, and then API login. Hit the button API login, and then you are on the registration page. If you have already an account, just enter your name, an email address, and your password, and you will be logged into the platform. If it's the first time, you can either have a sign up with Google, Microsoft account, or an Apple account. Just enter all the requested information and then you're good to go. Once you reach the page of OpenAI API, just enter all the information about your billing, your credit card, because you need to pay for each usage. In order to create your own API key, after you logged into the platform openai.com, you will have to click on Dashboard after its API keys and then create a new secret key. Just take any random name, has API key, click on create secret key, and then remember, copy it now because afterwards you will not be able to take it again. So copy and put it into your code. Done. Here you see now test API key, your key just recently copied, created, last used, created by, and the permissions. And that's it. Like that, you created your own API key, which you can now use inside your Python code in order to call the different models of OpenAI. So let's just right away jump into the code. To begin with, we need to import and install all the necessary Python libraries. In this case, we need LangChain community, LangChain, and LangChain OpenAI. In each of the packages, we need some specific functions. And for your convenience, I have put in them all here listed, explained, so you can read them afterwards. But mainly, we need the document loader, some splitter, the vector store, and OpenAI itself. Afterwards, we jump into the importing of the packages. As listed before, the document loader, the vector store called Fies, developed by Facebook, and some other functions. As always, replace here please OpenAI key with your personal key, so you can call the model of OpenAI. Afterwards, for the simplicity, I put here already the document directly straight. But what you can do is also just here put the PDF path, and then all is good, and you can continue your reading of the documents. It's basically the first function extracts and splits the text from a PDF file into chunks. So with overlapping parts means that if you have a phrase, hello, my name is Christoph Atten, then next phrase is, he is a data science expert in finance. The second phrase probably will start somewhere about Christoph Atten. He is an expert in data science. So you have overlapping parts from each phrase. In this case, we said the chunking will be 1000 words and the overlap will be 200. Afterwards, we just process all the files independently. We call the extra split function, and then we store everything in the vector store. Afterwards, we have our knowledge base, which we need to load. So the one we created before, the loading of the LLM model. In this case, we're using the model GPT 3.5. So temperature 0, no hallucination, just straight out of what is in the document, 500 tokens maximum, and our key. The prompt, as he has to answer the questions based on the sentences he finds inside the PDF. And if he doesn't know or find something inside our vector store, just tell us please and don't come up with an answer. We're importing this, we're loading everything, the knowledge base, the LLM, and our prompt, and then we're asking a question. So showing you two cases. We have here first a question where we probably find something inside the document. So what is the difference between open source LLMs and proprietary models? We are loading our similarity to find similarity embedding, so similarity phrases to this question, or retriever to facilitate the querying and the retrieval of the documents. And then we create our chain. A chain is basically an action of different parts. In this case, we take the context, so the retrieved information from the document, our question, the prompt as a template, the LM to generate the response, and at the end to store it inside the output for visualization. Let's hit it and see what it gives us. So it tells us the difference between open source LLMs lies in their cost, level of customization, support, data privacy, and so on. Let's take a question now where he probably doesn't know something about. Say, who is Christoph Atten? Let's see what it's telling us. I'm sorry, but based on the provided information, I can't answer your question. So there we also kind of sure that if he doesn't find something in the document, he will not come up with a response. This is the first version of our model which we created about reading a document, converting it into vector store, finding similarity and just these parts which is relevant for the question, sending all this to OpenAI to generate the answer. And there really lies the difference to if we send the whole document inside the context to OpenAI. Here we limit really and reduce the costs of using OpenAI as we just send a part and not 10, 20 pages. And this makes it faster, less expensive, and more efficient. Streamlit is the Python framework we're going to use to build our apps. It's simple and fast to use. Just install it with pip install Streamlit, and afterwards in a second you can create your fascinating web application, simple and easy. You can even show different types of data as visualized here in the video. If you're happy with your result, hit the top right corner and deploy it for the Streamlit community to share it with the other people. If you need some inspiration how and what you can do with Streamlit, just go to the gallery and let you inspire by different examples. So let's right away jump into the code. We're taking the code we saw before as is, not changing a lot. We're just adding the interface from Streamlit, the file uploader, the question answering, and question visualization, and that's it. We have the same packages. This time we just have one more, which is called Streamlit. Our same functions, the extraction, well, basically splitting the PDF into chunks, reading the document, storing it in Vectorstore, loading the knowledge base, loading the LLM, and then the prompt. And then at the end, we have our interface, basically the header, the side menu where we upload the PDF files. Afterwards, we store everything in the Vectorstore, telling if it's done. Afterwards, we show the files which we are uploaded, and then we're loading the knowledge base, the LLM, and the prompt, so that the user can ask questions. And here we have then the question part, and then the button to hit and receive the answer. We find the similarity parts inside the documents, and then we create again the chain with our context, our retriever, the question, the LLM, and the output. This time we just added again, as in the other application where I developed a Streamlit app with OpenAI and uploading the whole document, where we receive also the message in streaming. Here we added the same code, so we have a more appealing result. But this time we added also the references. So we have more security about hallucination, reliability, and we know from which document he took the answer to generate the answer. So that's it. That's all the code. Not more, not less. Simple and fast. How to start it? We go to the terminal, we hit Streamlit one app vector database. Basically, that's just the name of your Python file. Then we hit enter. And then the application is opening. And now let's try it out. So let's take some files. We have two files prepared, Fundamentals of Azure 2nd edition, and an article written by myself about open source LLMs and proprietary models. We click on Process PDFs. Now the two files are uploaded, converted inside the vector database. That could take some time depending on the size of the document. Once done, he will telling us, and we see the uploaded files. Now let's ask a question. Tell me the difference between open source and proprietary LLMs. We hit the get the answer button, and then he will search based on the question we are asking, and the vector database, he tries to find similarities, and then he will generate us the response. So the answer is key difference, the cost, and at the end, he will tell us from which document he took the knowledge to answer the question. Documents, article 1, PDF. You can also ask another question about the other documents, saying something like, explain the main parts of the Microsoft document. We're asking again, and then we're receiving here the main part of the Microsoft document, telling us again from which document he took the knowledge to generate the answer. So basically, this is the part, the simple document retrieval assistant, where you can store all information you wanna, confident, privacy, your private documents, never mind which PDFs, Word files, and then you can ask questions. You give it to your customers, to your employees, so they are much more faster by finding the required information. That's it. We're at the end. Now you should have a fully functional application, uploading multiple documents, having the integration of OpenAI, generating answers, and giving you the references used to give you the correct answer. If you have any questions, any comments, any errors, drop me a comment below and I will answer you as soon as I can. If you have any ideas for future videos, drop me also a message below so we can create more videos together for us and for the community.